Hello and welcome to the APMA podcast. I'm here with Jordan. We're going to be joined with Dan later on.
Yes,
Back.
indeed.
How are you doing, Jordan?
Uh, yeah, not too bad.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah,
red,
not too bad. No,
nice
good.
red sweater you got on.
Huh?
Nice red sweater you got on there.
Yeah, mate, it's a shirt. All right, actually, it's a great conversation.
Okay.
Okay, because this is a Jordan thing, like it's Air Jordan, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I nearly didn't buy it. I saw it. It's like look, it's like I also got the joggers. Not that they're not they're just Nike, but I went to the Nike store the other day. Right, I thought it's a nice, cool, oversized red shirt. Don't have a lot of red. I'm a Leeds fan, right? But I thought I do have a slight issue with Jordan. Can you tell me wearing headphones? Fuck you know. I do have a slight issue with the Jordan brand, and that is that my name is Jordan. So is it a bit cringe and it essentially looks like Air Me? Or am I just overthinking it and Jordan's Jordan and it is what it is?
I would say you're massively overhyping the issue there. Personally, I mean, if it was like an off brand that wasn't as famous as Jordan, I'd kind of get
Yeah,
that other people might think it's, oh, he's wearing fucking clothes with his name on. But I
yeah,
feel like even if people knew your name is Jordan, they'd be like, ah, well, he's wearing Jordan branded stuff. He's not wearing his, but just because it's got your name on it doesn't mean that's the only reason you're wearing it.
yeah.
It's
That's
all
true.
mate.
That's it. That's
So
it.
I do have some terrible, terrible news.
Ah,
My rotator cuff on my left hand side, I think I've injured it. Disgusting.
no.
Yeah. It keeps making this popping noise and cracking like every time I move it, which is not great. And I'm losing strength in my left side. So it's my first injury. It's been a
That's it.
sickly
There's only
year.
one thing to do, mate.
What's that?
Strictly stepper sessions.
Oh, fucking hell.
Your life for the next 6 months is that stairway to hell, mate. Get
Well,
in the gym and just start climbing. Which
oh,
ironically climbing upwards.
that's it. I mean, I think if I'm gonna go anywhere, it'll be out that window and in the direction of hell. I think that's the more likely route I'll take. But yeah, I mean, I could probably do some leg exercises, but that
Yeah, of
doesn't make
course.
it any better.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I tried today. I did.
Did you feel it go like doing something, or do you think it's just like a gradual thing?
It must have been a gradual thing
Yeah,
because I must admit, last couple of weeks it's felt a bit iffy.
yeah,
Um, I think because I've got quite what are they called, like hypermobility in my joints. Like I can get my
yeah,
arms like right back here. I think what's done it is I've been a bit over exuberant with um some chest exercises, especially like
yeah.
the flies. Um, I've put my arms too far back, I think, on my left side, but it is what it is. Hopefully, I'll have to try and get to doctor to give me some physiotherapy session or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't even know how you cure that, really.
I mean, mate, I'm a bit of a hypocrite when it comes to shoulders. Like my shoulder is absolutely fucked because, um, and when I say fucked, I just mean like if I ever train chest or shoulders or whatever, I just always feel it. Because when I was like 18, 19, training at top body, injured my shoulder, but I was so addicted to the gym. I was like, I'll just train through it. I'll just train through it. And now, even just 10 years later, my shoulder is just fucked. Like my
Nice.
range of movement is a joke. I can't do back squats because I can't get so like this. Obviously, people at home can do this if they're watching. So you keep bringing your arm back, arm back, arm back. That's how far mine can go. So I can't even get it to 90 degrees. That
Jesus.
pinching like fuck. Oh, do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I can only really get my arms to there.
Yeah. Fuck.
You know, whereas obviously for back squat, if this was my arm, you know, you're like there, you're like woo, but I can't do it, so I have to front squat and shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's just fucking the mobility in my shoulders is just poo.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's just noticed it out of fucking just well, not saying nowhere. Last couple of weeks has been a bit iffy, but I was trying to do an exercise like that's not happening on my left side. No, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah. Um,
yeah.
welcome everyone. I see a few regulars in the chat. Kez, Lunzar Bro, Ashton Mitchell, of course, Maxi. Hello. Framo, all regulars. Love to see it. you do listen to these back or watch these back, if you can, you might want to join a live one just to get some questions and to do interact with the chat as we're going. I
Yeah.
have first comment. Fight for your rights. Stop being cowards.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? With with Lozzie, with you picking these subjects, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, we're gonna get some passionate people,
That's
you
it.
know. Like, I know this isn't a full time job anymore, right? And and all the rest of it, but that don't make that the cancel mob is still out there somewhere. And I
That's it.
feel like since I've quit full time, you're just trying your best to get the mob to turn up.
That's it. I mean, I feel like I've been shackled for many years
So
straight,
long.
but now the gloves are off. Let's go.
Fucking
I'll be
hell.
interested to know. America won. Fight for your rights. Stop being cowards. Did you storm the Capitol?
Oh my fucking
Because
god.
I don't know that you give me that vibe, and if you didn't, pussy.
Fucking hell. There we go. That's
No,
it.
look.
Anyway, this
Don't
will be
do
my
that.
last episode of APMA.
Welcome.
I'm just gonna
164. We had
Yeah, I'm just gonna
106.
go back to my channel and talk about fucking ghosts, even though I weren't on this week's. But listen,
Oh,
we're a team,
absolute fucking load of shit.
and Lozzie has the software. So even though we literally made a Discord one for Patreon, but yeah, it's Yami.
It can be possible to lighten it up. Well, I mean, what we're going to talk about today is a new law that's been passed in Scotland, not too far from us, really, in the grand scheme of things. Um, it's about anti-hate speech. When you boil it down, it's just basically rat on anyone for anything. Um,
Oh,
is what I kind of get from it. But we will be lining it up with a bit of a tip at the end, just because we have had a couple of requests for TV/film comedy tier list. I've done a TV one, just because I know there's a few comedies that we have both watched. Don't know about Dan, but we'll have a look at that towards the end and start that off because that might give us a little bit of a break from this dystopian shite law that's been passed. But
mm.
anyway, so let's get on with the main crux of the podcast. I don't know. Are you aware of this law that's been passed, Jordan? Have you
All
seen?
I've seen, which actually I don't even know if I want to fucking say this because I don't want to go in this fucking direction because I can't be fucked. Okay, but all I've seen is that this new law, like everyone was like, "Oh, J.K. Rowling's going to get arrested," and then they've come out and said, "No, we will not be arresting J.K. Rowling for what she said."
Ah, right. Okay. I don't. I
This
mean,
is
I
where
have
you're like, "Well, that's what the whole pod's on."
no.
Let's get into the trans issue.
No. To be fair, I haven't even really looked into the J.K. Rowling stuff. Um, so that's an added on. Fuck it, we'll do that as an ad lib thing. If
No, we
you
won't.
that's
No, we
okay.
won't.
Okay. There's
Before we
something
go
stuff.
anywhere down this rabbit hole, Luke Trussler says, "Sup boys, different pod, but was wondering if there was any plans for drip merch. Would love a hoodie or a t-shirt." Now, this does also apply to this pod, okay? Because so about 6 months ago, no, probably 7 months ago now, I bought for £300 a brand new beautiful fucking t-shirt press. And then about 2 weeks later, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a different job, but I still want to make t-shirts. I have a designer. Matty is in the process. He's in the process of making these fucking designs for me. He's a very busy man. He's lead background designer for Meat Canyon and stuff. I do need to have a word though, because it has been 6 months, and I do sometimes go on Steam and it says Matty last online Helldivers played 36 hours this week. But listen, everyone deserves a life. I'm just saying, take one of them hours and finish the fucking drawings, man. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, yes, there will be drip merch. I'm thinking about doing a t-shirt club and stuff, but also just dropping a kind of shirt and shit. But also, obviously, we can use that for APMA stuff as well, because I
Yeah.
have a brand new t-shirt press in the box in my conservatory, and it's pissing me off. So, yes, there most definitely will be. I'm just waiting to get the designs fucking finished.
That's it.
Um, but yeah, sorry for interrupting.
He's spreading democracy. He's an artist. He's spreading democracy.
Exactly. I
Whatever else
fucking love
to do.
Helldivers. So good.
Yeah, I need to get back on it because I did enjoy the few hours we
Yeah.
played the other night.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the potentially back to the topic that may tank the rest of, well, I'd say the podcast, but do you know what I mean? I don't know if it actually will because it's that stupid. So this law is, boiling it down. You can. This is the extent to which it is stupid, right? So, say me and you are having a conversation in, for example, your house
Yes.
in private,
Yeah.
and we can be talking about anything, just uh, talking about religion, race, immigration, whatever.
Yeah.
Not that we
You just
do
cover it. Let's talk about religion, race, and immigration immediately. It's like,
three
Jesus
topics.
Christ,
Let's go.
let me put the kettle on.
That's it. Make a brew. It's going to be a long conversation. Um, if someone overhears the conversation secondhand, so even if they tell someone about the conversation that we've had and then they are offended by it, they are allowed to go to the police and report their grievance to the police. And it could be recorded as a hate crime if they get enough evidence. I don't know how they'd prosecute on that basis.
So wait. So if me and you had the conversation, how would someone else?
Maybe your neighbor can hear us through the wall, maybe it's a thin wall, or maybe in the garden. I don't know.
Okay.
But even if you
Pretty
mentioned
wild.
the fact that you had the conversation with me and you mentioned something that I'd said, for example, in public, and then someone else heard it secondhand, they could report that to the police and then you could be investigated for a hate crime.
That's pretty mad. What sort of sentence does these hate crimes?
The most you can get is 7 years.
Sorry, 7 years.
7 years.
7 years. So right. I'm still. How do they have proof though?
That's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people saying that it's not very easy to prove that. But the kicker is that even if you have an allegation of it against you, it can, in some instances, be passed to potential employers that you have
Yeah,
had
of
a
course.
investigation into
Yeah.
without your knowledge. You might not even know that information has been passed to potential employers. So it's kind of like a, do you, as an employer, you're like, ah, okay, this person has had an allegation made against them. Do you hire them? Because that would that stop you hiring them? I don't know. It's such a minefield of information.
Yeah.
But
And this
it's
is Scotland.
Scotland. Yeah, it was passed on April the 1st, April Fool's Day. Great day to pass it. And as of yesterday, there were 3,000 reports.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw an article about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's I.
The one place that you thought, other than, deep, seedy, like 4chan stuff, like the one place you thought you might be safe was your own living room, just having a chat. But now, don't know.
I don't know, man. Freedom. I believe in freedom of speech.
As
Even if you don't like what you're hearing, fucking ignore them. And don't get me wrong. This is someone who has been abused on the internet for 10 fucking years. I understand how hard it is to ignore people that are being fucking horrible or that you disagree with, but I think you go down this fucking path. I think it's not a. I don't think it's a good road. I think it does more damage than good.
yeah, I don't.
Also, like a lot of things are subjective. Like shit. Like how does this affect comedy? For example, because I personally believe that you can joke about anything. You know,
Yeah,
And obviously, the only time people get offended is when it's about them or something that they believe deeply in. And there's that you got comedians that say as soon as it's something that affects them, they're offended. But hang on a minute, 5 minutes ago when I was joking about 9/11, you were pissing yourself.
yeah,
So it's like it's so like yeah, I don't think I don't think this is a good thing, you
Yeah,
know?
just to clarify a bit of stuff on the because it was mentioned specifically about theatre productions, comedy shows, music. The police won't like literally observe those things all the time. They'll only obviously turn up or start investigations if there's something reported. But what they were saying was that the law doesn't really target those things. But apparently the training material has said, according to several of the articles that I read, that in the training material it does say that some messages can be given out in the form of comedy, theatre, and music, basically with hateful messages in it. So the police are basically having to decode what people's
Yeah.
intentions are based on training
Yeah.
material that they've given, which is fucking ridiculous. Is
Yeah, because that in itself is subjective. Like satire, like what do you do with that? You know, like for example, not many people know this. So on YouTube, literally until the 20th of January of no, was it the 20th of January? It was January anyway, and it was I had a warning on my YouTube channel for 2.5 years because we made that video how to sneak drugs into a music festival. So
yeah,
that was flagged we made it what 5 6 years ago. It was
yeah,
entirely satire because would you believe it, I don't think that you would strap a heroin syringe to your penis to get into a fucking music festival, right? It was so obviously fucking satire, but some fucking dipshit twat at YouTube sat there after it was reported and then took it down, threatened to strike my channel, but fortunately, because it was the first offence, I got let off with a warning, which still affected the channel. But when I explained to them how clearly obvious it was satire, they simply rejected it and said, "No, it is a serious violation because you are telling people how to smuggle drugs. It's satire. It's not real. It was a
yeah,
joke. It's so obviously a fucking joke, but one fucking job's worth knobhead
yeah,
didn't get the joke, so to them it wasn't funny. So to them, we were trying to influence people to sneak drugs into a fucking music festival. You know, it's like you're just a fucking twat.
yeah,
You know, you're a bit of a fucking melt. And yet that's what I'm trying to get at as I insult the person verbally, ironically. That a lot of these things, I know obviously there's some that are clear cut, right? There are some just slurs that are fucking awful. There's racism that is fucking deplorable, right? I get that. But there are other areas where it's a bit grey and subjective. And who is it? What qualifies you to make that decision
yeah,
on something that's so subjective, you know?
yeah. I completely agree. I think it's an absolute mind. I don't. It's a minefield. The police don't really want to deal with it. Having precious time, like you're gonna have police if they can't get enough evidence, right? Then the kind of like reporting of an alleged hate crime is actually it's a non-crime. You can't prove it, so it's a non-crime. So now you're gonna have police investigating non-crimes. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like, especially as a lot of people probably know the police are stretched, blah blah blah, limited budgets, officers cut. I just feel like this is another way to stretch them even thinner than they are now. Like, I would find it very hard to believe there's any officer in Scotland who's like, this law is a good thing. This is
Yeah.
going to make the policing job better.
Yeah.
It's going to make it worse, more time consuming, and basically just send them on wild goose chases for an alleged something slur, whether it be religion, race, whatever. It's just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah.
But what is strange is last episode we were talking about restrictions under COVID for China and the sort of social credit system they have.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, this law gets passed in Scotland. That is literally the next country up from us
Mm.
on the same island. So can we really say, I mean, they are different, but can we say that this like worlds apart,
No, of
this
course
law?
not. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. It's really fucking difficult, and it depends on what lens you view it through. You know.
Well, take the example that you just said about the person reviewing the YouTube video and still coming to the conclusion, even after they talked to the creator, that it was a cut and dry case that it was helping people smuggle drugs.
Mm.
For me, I don't understand. Obviously, I'm sure everyone in the chat as well don't understand, if you've seen the video, of course, how that could be the case that they've looked at that and gone, that is a serious video
Yeah.
about smuggling drugs into a festival.
Yeah.
It's almost like once the decision's been made, there's no reversing it no matter
Yeah.
what, which to me is just ridiculous in its
Yeah.
own
And that's
case.
that's that's part of what annoyed me because I think also as a creative person, I was there creating something that was really funny, that people thoroughly enjoyed. It was a very, very popular video. People found it hilarious. They were quoting it when we were there, blah, blah, blah. You know, and then I just see, and this could be wrong, but I just see, some fucking person that is just in a cubicle somewhere, just fucking shitting on creativity, and it's just like, who the fuck are you to tell me that what I have made satirically so fucking obviously isn't? Like, what the fuck? Oh, okay, I get where with the laws being passed, we're talking about governments and police and shit. Okay, but in that case of the YouTube thing, who the fuck is this guy or lady at YouTube? What gave them the fucking qualification to tell me that what I have done is not satire when it is?
Yeah.
But obviously we're talking about a personal issue. Um, and this is obviously a little bit different. But yeah, it's just a very slippery slope, as everyone's saying. Um, I think that Amber makes a very good point when she says, I feel like it's not correcting people's negativity, but will just make people more hateful, which is surely the opposite of what the law has been passed for. Yeah, I agree. Because when you try and silence people, especially when as a society, our society has been built on freedom of speech. You take away people's freedoms, even if they're a racist piece of shit, it's only going to make it, it's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
It's going to come out in probably more violent ways. I don't know. I don't know. It's all a bit mad.
Yeah.
It's
Designed
difficult.
to create more tolerance, but in actual fact exhibits more intolerance. Um, for me personally. I mean, the fact that you can have a conversation in private, someone can be upset or pass that information on to someone who then becomes upset, and then they have the right and they have been encouraged by the Scottish government to report
Mm.
that sort of behaviour. That for me
I think
just
that also it destroys communities, doesn't it? I think community is already in a very, very, very bad place.
yeah,
You don't know who your fucking neighbors are anymore or anything like that. But the idea it was like when COVID was happening, and it was like, oh, if you see people going around your neighbor's house for parties or whatever, you should report them. Blah blah blah. It's
yeah,
just dissolving the trust between people.
yeah,
But yeah. I don't
craziness.
know. It's all going to shit in it. So
Do you think that could cross over Adrian's wall to us?
no,
No.
no, I don't.
I've
I don't.
seen
I think it's so unpopular to the masses.
yeah,
There's a general election coming up. Why the fuck would you
yeah,
throw votes in the bin? At the end of the day, politicians want power. They want control, which something like that would give you control over what people say. But I just can't see it. I can't see it. And I also can't see it lasting in London, in Scotland, all that too long. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I have no fucking idea. You know, I don't
Yeah.
even watch the news. I just saw, like I say, the J.K. Rowling thing and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Right, let's get Dan in because I've just seen him pop in. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello, how we doing?
All right.
yeah, good.
Have you moved again, Dan, or are you saying room?
No, I am in the same room. I've just
I was
put
gonna
a
say.
little
Yeah.
partition up just to make it a little bit
Nice. Got some cracking rum behind you.
kind of working, yeah, old school limited
That's
edition.
a nice bottle.
It is, mate. Yeah.
Lovely. We were just talking about the new law that's been passed in Scotland about the anti-hate stuff.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know much about it.
No, not really.
It's just to explain it kind of like really quickly. Basically, it's a law passed for anti-hate stuff on like race, religion, gender identity, that sort of stuff.
Got ya.
It's to encourage more intolerance, encourage tolerance, more tolerant society. But the lowdown is basically you'll have private conversations picked apart. If someone overhears you or tells someone about your conversation and it involves something that someone finds offensive, they can report you to the police. That can be then investigated as a hate crime. That's essentially the crux of it.
Yes.
Um, the worst part of it, which I have just briefly gone over before, is that even if you're investigated for the hate crime and there's not enough evidence to convict, which I would probably say 99% of these reports are going to be non-convictions because I don't understand how it's going to work.
Yeah,
The fact that you have had an investigation into a hate crime for yourself will be passed or can be passed to potential employers without your knowledge. So, could that make the difference in you getting a job or not getting a job? I don't know. Would
yeah,
you, as an employer, would you risk that kind of negatively coming back on you if someone finds out that someone in the company you've hired had a allegation of a hate crime against them? I don't know. But yeah, it's just a very dystopian
yeah. It's a bit
thing.
weird, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
a bit strange.
but strange.
Usually, I assume, but usually when laws are passed, it's because there's a problem. Like there's a massive problem with something.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes there's money or whatever, or there's, but yeah, like I say, I don't know how much of a problem there is with this sort of stuff, but yeah, it does. It seems, I don't know. It seems
I
it's
mean,
hard. It's hard to say because it's like we if you're not affected by something, it's hard to say. But again, if you're talking within a friend group or whatever, and it's overheard, like
yeah,
that don't seem right to me.
it's one thing for someone to be picked up, say if they put something on Facebook or put something on X or Instagram, whatever, that is picked up to be whatever someone is accusing someone of. That's
Mm.
there in black and white in the public eye,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it's a completely different ball game when we're talking about private conversations that someone may or may not have overheard and then reported to the police. It's, for me, that's a complete incorrect take on what people. You could just basically encouraging people to rat on people's conversations.
Also, people are pretty bit. People, the police are pretty busy as it
Yeah,
is. There's already enough crime going on and stuff going on that they can't deal with.
yeah.
This doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be helping with that.
No, I mean I've had. It came into force on the 1st of April, and as of yesterday, they had 3,000 reports of this new crime.
Fucking hell.
So, yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, it's
Three. How many?
3,000, over 3,000 in
Jeez.
two. I think this was reported on the 3rd. So yeah, 2 or 3 days in, you're looking at about 1,000 reports a day.
But what does that consist of, though? Do you know what I mean?
It's
Like, because
what it,
that's the other thing. What is deemed as hate speech? Like, is it just, there's obvious stuff, but then there's other shit that is just sort of like, that I just don't get it. I
The-
don't see how it can be categorized.
yeah, it's very difficult. The trouble is,
Absolute obvious.
it's really easy to just, if you don't like someone or someone has annoyed you, it's really easy because the parameters are not set there to just phone the police or report it to the police and go, I heard something, because it's,
Yeah.
you're not going to get in trouble for getting it wrong. So like, I don't know, man. It's such a can of worms, but it's very easy to just yeah. If you don't like someone, you just report them to the. You can make someone's life very hard, can't you? Just
Yeah.
you know,
without having reason to, or like I say, everyone's tolerance level of everything is different of what they get offended. Like, where do where do comedians sit, or where do you sit if you're telling a joke that was, it's like, because it's got to be within context. So if we're sitting telling a joke um about something
Yeah.
that is on, say, a Netflix documentary, let's take Ricky Gervais, for instance.
Yeah.
You're repeating one of his jokes to your friends,
Yeah.
you're all laughing about it, and then someone next to you takes offense to that.
Yeah.
Is that justified to call the police?
Yeah.
according to this.
There'll probably be people out there that feel so strongly about this that just us debating that maybe it shouldn't be a thing to them will be hate speech.
Yeah.
I just think that it's just you just can't win. You
Yeah.
know.
Next week we've all got criminal records.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Lars. Fucking hell. I
Sorry.
remember when this was fun. Fuck's sake, man. I'm turning up every week and it's like, I wonder if we can get the mob on him today.
Uh,
I mean, it's part of the journey.
Yeah.
Part of the journey. But yeah, Ashton brings up a couple of good points, especially this first one. He said, "Issue is someone who is vehemently racist slash homophobic, etc., isn't going to see this law and be like, okay, I'll stop doing that then."
yeah. Yeah,
Which
exactly. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the whole thing. It's meant to create a more tolerant society. The person who is intolerant already is not going to become tolerant just because you can rat on them or
Yeah.
like
You
it's
you also you also have to think. They say it's going to make a more tolerant society. Like, will it? You got to think about the resources of the police. Like so you got this crime on one level, then you've got the crime of, say, people getting all their tools nicked, which happens loads, and they get resold on like car boots or whatever. Like,
yeah
they're not getting solved. Like, people get their bikes nicked, and those crimes aren't getting solved. So
Yeah.
it's still a crime, and you actually get, the punishments are severe if you get caught, but it doesn't stop it happening.
yeah. It's all this just it's literally going to be 100% hearsay, and I don't understand how there's going to be. All it's going to do is waste police time.
Mm.
This, I mean, to have 3,000 reports on the third day of it being in law is pretty insane.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like because the public are in Scotland are being actively encouraged to report these hate crimes or potential hate crimes. I feel just like it gives people a free pass to just if they've got any problem with anyone at all and they want to dob them in for something and create their life more difficult, this will be the way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. The only good that you could maybe hope for is if the say the police system was like super organized, and all those 3,000 reports were like,
Yeah,
we're stretching here, but go
super.
with me. The super organized, those 3,000 reports come in, and it goes into like a database, and then the top one can say they've got 100 reports of different people with then you think, oh well, there's no smoke without fire, there's potentially something there. um Maybe that could be a benefit, but again, that person you would think would be on their radar anyway, or you would hope.
Yeah, it's just like I said, I think it's just going to be even if the police are as efficient as they possibly can be, this is just not going to be any good for them at all, and it's not going to help them solve crimes that they are currently trying to solve.
No.
But yeah, um, I'll leave that there for now because I do have a second, like, kind of half of this podcast. I know Jordan's got to leave a little bit early today, but we've been asked to do some more tier lists, and in particular, a comedy tier list. I've decided to do a TV comedy tier list just because the amount of films that I could think of comedy wise just so vast.
Mm.
They're like the TV programs are probably not as vast. There's quite a lot of ones here that I've personally watched. I'll put it on screen now, and I'm sure Jordan has watched. I don't know if you watch a lot of comedy TV, Dan?
Yeah, not loads, but I mean, let's have a look at the tier list, and I'll let you know. Yeah, there's a handful. I mean, my kids are kind of watching some of this stuff now. To be fair,
Yeah.
so yeah, I've watched a handful of those.
I feel like there's a good mix there. There's a good mix of like older ones and newer ones. Like you look at Cheers, that's quite an old comedy.
Mm.
Even like Everyone Loves Raymond, Seinfeld. There's quite a lot of older ones there and
Yeah,
some
yeah,
newer ones as well.
yeah. It's good. Yeah,
Good mix.
it's a good mix.
Tiers we've got amazing, great, good, meh, bad, and the worst. Um, I
Very
know
good.
there's a couple on here that I might go into the worst, but then the wording of the worst means kind of to me that there should be only one in there, but it is
Yeah,
what it is. But we'll start with Everybody Hates Chris. Has anyone watched that?
I've never watched it.
same.
I think I watched it ages and ages ago. I think it was on Comedy Central when my mum was flexing when she had Sky. You know what I mean? Back in the
Nice.
day. I thought it was all right, but I can't really remember that much of it. So I might just put it in meh if no one
Yeah,
else has watched it.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll stick it in meh. Big Bang Theory. Everyone must have watched at least one episode of this, surely.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch it quite religiously, and then it was really weird. It was that because it was on like E4. It would be
Yeah.
that,
Mm.
How I Met Your Mother, and one other one with the guy who plays the dude in the wheelchair in Family Guy. I can't think what it was called. It might even be on it. But yeah, I used to watch it a lot, and then just all of a sudden, I was like, with both Big Bang Theory and with How I Met Your Mother, all of a sudden, I was just like, wait, these are shit. It's really weird, but it doesn't mean that they were. I just all of a sudden just didn't like them anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a lot. I mean, I'm trying to think back to them, and it's just a lot samey. Like
Yeah,
a lot of
no,
same stuff.
I'd say it's meh.
I'm exactly the same. Because I remember watching the scene where Sheldon is in the ball pit and he's just popping up saying Bazinga like
Bazinga,
10
yeah,
times. And I thought that at a point in my life, I thought that is hilarious.
yeah.
Whoever
And
wrote
then all
that
of a
is
sudden, it just
hilarious.
wasn't.
And then I watched it like a couple of years back and I was like, that's annoying.
Yeah,
That's not even funny.
yeah,
I don't honestly know where to put it. I mean, how I feel about it now, I'll put it in bad or maybe meh.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Um,
I'm probably meh. It started off well. I think it was of its day. It was,
yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah,
They were getting paid fucking mental money per episode by the end.
I
yeah.
bet.
I think
Yeah,
Sheldon was on like $1 million an episode.
yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. Even Sheldon, was like, again, it was all right for a few, but I mean,
Yeah.
great on you. And I know he's supposed to.
It
Yeah,
always weirded me out, like, because obviously in the first season they're sort of fleshing things out and shit, and then obviously they kind of take certain things and then change certain things. And in the first season of Big Bang Theory, Sheldon's got like a really deep voice, and then for the
Oh,
other remainder seasons, he's like got like that kind of more high pitched thing going on. But then
right.
whenever there was an old season one episode on the TV, it was always just so jarring.
Yeah.
But yeah, Drake and Josh. I love Drake and Josh. Obviously, it's all a bit fucking dodge now with what's come out.
Yeah, Drake and Josh.
I've
Jesus
never
Christ.
seen it.
What happened on those sets?
Yeah, fuck me. It's all come out about. Well, I think it's like a worst kept secret. That is it. Dan Schneider,
Yeah, I
No?
think so. Yeah.
something like that. He's
Yeah.
got like a foot fetish and shit, and he used to abuse the kids, which is obviously awful. And then all the stuff with P Diddy, fuck yeah, no. But anyway, Drake and Josh,
Episode that one.
it was pretty good. I thought it
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Again, this is going to be a slice of nostalgia with this one because it was very much a childhood thing. Watching that growing up, but
Yeah,
I do remember liking it. I don't really remember any episode or scene that stands out, but I do remember enjoying it.
Mm.
Do you say you've never seen it, Dan?
I've never seen it. Yeah, it's literally never even seen one episode.
Should we put it in good, Jordan? What do you reckon?
yeah, I'd say so.
In good. Rick and Morty. Okay.
I think Rick and Morty is great.
Yeah. Fucking robots, Morty.
So I think it's really funny.
Yeah.
And I
I think
think I like the story's quite good.
I like how it kind of brought in because I feel like animated comedy TV shows kind of went a bit stale for a while,
Yeah,
and then this one like popped up. Well, it's been around for quite a while, but it popped up and got popularity when a time when like a lot of the animated stuff was starting to wane, like
yeah,
Family Guy, like American Dad,
yeah.
which are on this list later on. And I feel like it just gave a bit more kind of rejuvenated that sort of genre of TV comedy show.
hmm
But yeah, I really enjoyed it, so I'd stick it in. Great. Have you ever watched it, Dan?
I've watched a couple of them. Yeah. It's yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah, great. I mean, like I say, I was probably a bit old for it to be honest, but I've seen a couple.
The fucking merchandising from that series is fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's like a Pokemon. It's like on everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
2.5 Men.
I loved 2.5 Men
Yeah,
in the
it's
fucking Charlie Sheen days. It was so
Yeah.
fucking good.
I did
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I used to like it. He's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah. Men. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
I think there's another slice of nostalgia with that one because
yeah.
But also, like through the series, because obviously the kid is the same actor. Like watching him grow up was pretty cool as well.
yeah.
2.5 epic.
I never watched because they carried it on with Ashton Kutcher for a while.
Yeah.
Never watched it with
I said
Ashton
a couple of
Kutcher.
those, and it's all right.
Yeah.
And did they kill? I think they killed Charlie Sheen off by dropping a piano on him in the show.
Wow.
I think I like it more because just Charlie Sheen's he was that character.
That was during his fucking like drinking tiger blood fucking era and shit, wasn't it?
He was like,
The winning thing, yeah. The fucking my cousin had a massive canvas of Charlie Sheen that just had winning written underneath.
yeah, winning.
It was fucking
Winning.
But yeah, no, I'd say 2.5 Men was great.
Yeah,
You stick it in great. Malcolm in the Middle.
I only watched a few because when I grew up, I wasn't rich enough to have Sky. So yeah, I never really watched it too much. I was on like Sky One or something, I think.
yeah. I've seen a couple randomly, but nothing. Yeah, I don't know when I've seen them or how I've seen them, but
Yeah,
it always felt a bit random.
I think the maddest thing about Malcolm in the Middle to me is that Bryan Cranston's character in it is just obviously he's a fantastic actor, so it makes perfect sense, but he's just so far from Walter White. It's nuts.
Yeah. I think that's why I loved Breaking Bad so much because he just I'd seen him in that before, and he just like you know sometimes people it's hard for them to break a certain character that they played before.
Yeah,
He just smashed it out of the water, didn't he? He just literally left that guy for dust.
I did. I watched a very little amount of Malcolm in the Middle. I think I'll have to put it in good. I think what I remember of it was good, but I think also that I'm probably associating a lot of stuff with Malcolm in the Middle just because of Bryan Cranston,
Yeah,
um, which might just be crossing over in my mind. But I'm sure there's a lot of people, especially like our
Oh,
generation, who watched Malcolm in the Middle.
yeah.
I mean, Bryan Cranston, like how those two roles have been applied to the same actor, just
yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
yeah. Um, 30 Rock I don't think I've actually watched. I haven't created a tier for that.
Yeah, we just have to leave it in. If we haven't, if all of us haven't, then just leave it in the bottom. Alec Baldwin. Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you shoot someone.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
That's just gone away, isn't it?
I think he kind of. I think I could be pulling this out of my ass. I think he won initially, and now they're like retrialing it
Oh, okay, yeah.
Uh,
It was a bit
because there's footage that's come out. I saw the footage the other day where basically he's shooting the gun, and then he's like, "Quickly reload! Oh, let's shoot it again! Come on, reload the gun, shoot it again!" So it's like they're now going like, "Whoa!" He pressured the armorer into doing their job too quickly. It's like there's doing your job too quickly, and then there's putting live bullets in a gun instead of blanks.
yeah,
But yeah, so I think it's all been like thrown back into
got ya.
court. But yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
me neither. I know it's been talked about quite a lot. Like, it's always see it in the conversation, especially for American comedy TV shows, like as one of the go tos for it. But I've never seen an episode. I mean, the next one. I mean, do we end the tier list here and have like a little
Yeah.
Q&A at the end? Because
Oh
Sunny,
wait, hang on a minute.
what? Sorry.
I think Maya has just come home, which means I don't have to go get her. Maya, did you get a lift back? You walked back. All right, cool.
There you go. There you go.
Cheers. I'm still doing the pod.
In that case,
No, I don't have to go anywhere. I thought I was going to pick her up.
we
Um,
will talk about Sunny.
Yeah, I've
The
just
last-
seen in the comments.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Lanzabro, the show I was thinking of was indeed Rules of Engagement.
Rules of Engagement.
That was the show I was thinking of.
There was a couple on this tier list that I had to look up. There's still one that I've got no idea what it is. It's this picture here. No, I don't know what that's from at all.
No idea.
So if I zoom in, might be able to
Doesn't
see it.
look very comical.
No, if anyone could let us know in the chat, if you know, just because I didn't really know what to describe it as the I was like guy in checkered shirt comedy, and that did not produce the results I wanted.
Yeah.
I feel like this one could have its own fucking episode, to be honest. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's automatically an amazing for me.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite comedy sitcom.
100%. It doesn't live action. You don't get much better comedy wise than It's Always Sunny. Fucking love it.
Yeah, top tier.
It's interesting because the first season is still funny, but when they add in Danny DeVito from the
Danny
second
is
season
amazing.
onwards, it just the whole show you can just see it formulates and it's fully fleshed from
Yeah.
season 2. All the characters start to become who they are, and
Mm.
you're like, wow, that is literally adding Danny DeVito. They could just go to so many different lengths with that character.
Yeah.
It's such a great get to only have in their second season for him to just come onto the show because his daughter liked the first series, which is a
Yeah.
main part of why he joined.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the rest is history. They're now the longest. I think they're the longest
Yeah, they are.
serving comedy. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So
Yeah.
good.
If you implore anyone who likes comedy TV, if you like any sort of comedy, really, you should watch that. Definitely. Because there's is there 15 or 16 seasons now? So fuck, you've got a lot to watch and a lot to love. There, this next one,
What do you watch on? out of interest? What's
What it was on Netflix.
yeah,
I
and
think
the new
it's
ones?
yeah, the newest season
Yeah.
or the newest release season is on Netflix currently as
Oh,
well. So, yeah, they're only 20 minutes as well, so it's like a perfect
mm,
binge TV show for me. 'Cause, although my attention span isn't too bad, it's that perfect zone where you can just, like, sit there and enjoy 20 minutes of comedy. Um, so,
yeah.
yeah, I definitely recommend it. Cheers, I've never watched Cheers. I heard from, like I don't even know if my granddad watched Cheers, Jesus Christ.
I used to watch a few back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were all right. Again, for the time and for the day, there was not much else going on. So that I've seen a couple there. It's all right. Yeah, I mean they are kind of a bit classic, but yeah, maybe good for me. I
good.
would say.
Bang it in there.
Very long
This
in America.
yeah. I mean, a lot of these are
Mm.
American. Ashton has pointed out this is a very American list. I didn't formulate the list myself. I put a
They're
couple
all
in.
American, aren't they?
No, there's a cut like the IT crowd is there. You've
Oh, yeah.
got um what's the other one? There is another one that's British, I swear there was. Or maybe oh well, South Park's technically Canadian, I suppose, and so is Trailer Park Boys. But yeah, it is mostly American. So
Yeah.
but I did add a couple in there from my personal um, wish list, not wish list, but my personal recommendations. I don't know for some reason if they're actually on there. I will add them in again. I'm sure I put a couple in there, but yeah, this next one, Disenchantment, I think that is it's by the same guy who does Simpsons. You can
Oh,
tell. You can tell by the
art style.
kind of characters. Yeah,
Mm.
never watched it though.
No, me neither.
Never watched it. Have you watched it, Dan?
No.
No. Everyone loves Raymond. Everyone's watched that, surely, on E4, Channel 4 in the mornings.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
did think I do remember it being funny. Um, but again, it was so long ago. Have you ever watched it, Jordan?
Just a couple of episodes, like by chance, never to like intentionally watch it.
Right.
So,
I mean, do I put it in meh or do I put it in good? I don't know.
yeah, I mean, for all the ones that I've watched, which is probably less than a handful, I could not tell you one thing that happened. So
Meh it
probably
is.
Yeah.
that may be more to do with me and my memory, but
iCarly, I can safely say I've never watched in my life.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Jordan, I will let you take away South Park because I know you're a big fan. I do also like South Park.
Yeah, I love South Park. South Park's amazing. I just think that what they do for like social commentary and stuff um, is incredible. How they, how they've maintained relevancy as well.
mm,
It's
Yeah.
just, so
That's
fucking good.
one thing that South Park has over every other single show on this list is the on point topical stuff they take
Yeah.
piss out of because from the writers' room to the animation being up and on TV to like or streaming whatever how you do it, it's so quick compared to other shows that
yeah, it's mad,
it's
isn't it?
still like relevant to
It's
what
like a
has
week or something, isn't it? They try and do one a week or
Yeah,
something.
sometimes they do. Yeah, they do it like they
Uh,
write it and then get it out a week later.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, but they've
But
been focused more on those specials recently, which has just been fantastic as well.
yeah,
It's so
I haven't watched the
fucking
latest
good.
one.
It's so good, and not to tie it back into the conversation at the start, but I do think that if freedom of speech went away, I think South Park would go away quite quickly as well, because they
Oh, yeah.
certainly like to highlight things that I think not everyone.
would touch.
Yeah, or like sensitive issues.
Mm,
I
yeah.
mean, even the title and the like kind of, I guess, thumbnail of the latest special. I think it's the latest special where they do like the Disney race swapping character thing. I
Yeah.
feel like even that would probably get some, like, if we had this law across the board, that wouldn't exist. Even that thumbnail and that title would not exist as well as the show. So yeah, you just got to, sometimes you need these shows to push the boundaries, in my opinion, and
Yeah.
that's definitely what South Park does.
It
And I
does
would,
definitely push boundaries. Yeah.
I would easily put that in amazing.
Yeah.
South Park.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's do a couple more. Louis, I've never actually watched Louis. Obviously had a bit of a,
Oh yeah. No, I didn't even know he had a show.
yeah, I think he had a few seasons, a couple of seasons maybe, of his own like sitcom.
Oh. Right.
I never watched it, but people who have watched it, I've spoken to, said it's pretty cool, pretty funny. This was obviously before he got, cancelled for doing what he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't say I've watched it. Have either of you watched it?
No, I never watched it.
No. Modern Family. Make
I
that.
love. Yeah, I love Modern Family. I think Modern Family's great.
Yeah, it's like one of those.
It's really funny.
Yeah, it's like one of those feel. I wouldn't say it kind of is a feel good comedy, I guess,
Yeah.
but it is genuinely funny.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's not as funny as like something like South Park or It's Always Sunny, but it's not funny in the same way, in exactly the same way. But I would say overall, it's a feel good comedy, and I quite enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
haven't watched all of it, but I've watched probably about a season's worth of episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's good. He's good. I'd say it's great.
Have you
Personally,
watched it, Dan?
No, I never seen that.
Never
Modern
seen it.
Family's good fun.
Right, I think put that in. Do we say great or good,
I'd
Jordan?
say great, to be honest. I'd say it's definitely better than fucking Drake and Josh.
There you go. There you go. Drake and Josh in the bin. We'll say save The Office, The American Office, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine because they are both great. Maybe tailed off a bit towards the end, both of them, but solely from their souls, they were good. But we'll talk about them next time. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm sure the second half was a bit more enjoyable than the first in terms of what we were talking about, but we linked it in as we always try and do. But yeah, just just remember not to pry too much into private conversations too much. Unless you're in Scotland, in which case fucking have at it, go for it. You're all in, mate. Just start, ratting on your neighbour because they're talking about something mildly offensive to you. It's all encouraged. Might as well just occupy the police with genuine crimes. That's what you got to do, innit? Got to do what you got to do. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, lads, for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one. Up the APMA. Bye bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Oh boy.